Good evening. Today's show is going to be a little bit different. We're going to turn on some music and go nostalgic. That's what it's going to be. And it's going to have pictures like you're seeing right now. And we're just going to, listen to some nice music. And it's because I was just going through these. This is what I was doing. I was going through these pictures from the beginning of my Faith in America project. You guys know this, that I'm on a year-long road trip to all 50 states. I've got like 3 left. Oops, a little loud here. Turn it down. Because nostalgic music's supposed to be a little softer. All right. That sounds good, right? All right. So I was going through all these pictures, and I've edited, a couple thousand pictures from those first, 3 months or so? First 2.5 months of the trip. And I was going back through them to find pictures that would be good for Instagram. Because in the last, has it been like 4 months, I've started to use Instagram a lot more particularly because I had some companies say, well, what's your Instagram at? And then I told my friend Shay, and he's like, oh, you're using Instagram now. Let me follow you. And so he got me a bunch of new followers, and it's just been such a great community there. I was thinking, let's get them some fun pictures to look at. I need to get a big bulk of them. So if I'm driving down the road and I'm a little bored or something like that, while we're talking, let's go through a few pictures, shall we? So, yeah, while I'm driving down the road, I could maybe throw a few pictures up that people haven't seen before. And that was a fun idea. And I was like, oh yeah, and it can be like a year ago today type thing. At which a lot of these pictures were just about a year ago. Like I think this picture was where I'm going to be tomorrow. Look at that. In the Amish country. So this must have been somewhere right before the Amish country. I was here right before I got to the place I'm at. I just passed this church building just recently. So neat to kind of see all these pictures again. And I was sitting here listening to some nice music. This is from the Iron Mask. I've never heard this song, but I was like, This and the rain falling on the Airstream. Did you hear it earlier? You got music, you got Airstream, you have beautiful pictures. But for me, it's like they're attached. Each one of these is attached to a memory. It just makes me teary-eyed almost to think about what I've experienced in the last year. I don't know what it is, but I'm really kind of emotional going through these pictures, and I wanted to share this experience. You think it's the music, or do you think it's somehow the memories coming back, or just feeling content today, thinking, I've still got a lot of fall colors still to go, I didn't miss it all. And it's going to be great. It's going to be a good upcoming month. Is that what I'm so nostalgic and happy about? I'm going to get more pictures like these. Am I proud of what I was able to accomplish in a year's time? And I think to myself sometimes, the project isn't the most exciting. It's a lot of buildings, not like full landscape travel pictures, exotic locations. But I'm proud of the project. It's doing something not just photographically interesting, but beneficial, worthwhile. It's, I would love to travel around and see all sorts of different countries. But doing this makes me feel like I'm doing more than just incessantly taking tons of pictures. I am adding value to the world in other ways, and helping faith in America, and I'm telling stories now, and I'm trying to work on getting this Patreon site up and going. It's been about a week, and part of that is so that I have time to sit down and tell the stories. Oh my gosh, when I went into this building with no one there. This is the one that Paul Revere, with the one if by land, two if by sea. And we got to go in there with Mike and have full run at it for 10 minutes or so, just all by ourselves. walking around. This is like walking around with Mike late at night. And now I'm going to head back there and try to meet up with people that are supporting me, being my patrons and other friends. And it's going to, like, what does the future hold for me? And then this driving into New York City. And I get to go spend some more time with Hassan. And he was so nice, and he let me, he drove me into the city a couple times, let me stay in his, it's not easy to find a place to park in New York. Photo walks, this is all just so nostalgic. This is on. Halloween's coming up. I'm going to be in New York City on Halloween. How crazy is that going to be? Man, it was a good year. And this is just the first catalog that I have. I've got 6 catalogs, and this is just the first one. I can't say that they were all this amazing. Fall is definitely more photogenic than some of the winter months I had. Gosh. I want to go back and stay with them again. Man. And I'm excited to post these on Instagram, on Patreon, or on some photo stories. I mean, if any of these stood out to you, all these have stories. I would be more than willing to share some of them. It's hard to find the time, but that's why we are doing Patreon as part of it, so that I can say, you know what, like, I can take this day off to just create content for those 30, 40, 50 people that really appreciate it. I don't have to please tens of thousands of people, but I can make a good little impact in the lives of some. Bring a little bit of nostalgia, bring a little bit of adventure and story to the lives of people. Amish country. So I'm looking forward to going back there. Probably won't be there. Well, I'll be in Ohio Amish country. This is Lancaster. I'm going to be there at the end of this little road trip before I head back on my book tour. I'm sorry, I'm just having fun just going through these myself. Okay, these are just the ones. These are just the 100 pictures of the 2,000 that I picked out. I could show you real fast, just in grid mode. Look at all these pictures. I mean, this is what I was going through. All of these pictures, the people, pictures of my Airstream, these dramatic stories. I picked out those 100 that you just saw. There's so many more. And there's a few places I'm going back to, like New York City, Boston, Kirtland, and Columbus. And let's see. I'm going to go back to DC. So there's some places I'm headed back to. There's some new places that I'm going to. A lot of Massachusetts and New Hampshire and Delaware and Rhode Island and Connecticut, because I haven't done them at all yet. Man, I can't believe that this was my life. It still is, but these pictures were my life. They represent my life, and it just feels like I accomplished so much. And thus the Forrest Gump suite is like pumping me up, and I wonder what part of it is just listening to some nostalgic music while looking at the pictures. Okay, well, that was 9 minutes of nostalgia. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love to hear what pictures maybe made you nostalgic, okay? Hope you enjoyed this little bit different, interesting JARVIE show for this week, and have fun. Thanks.